I'm Josh Light with PoliticIt.com here in Nashville, Tennessee with Howard Switzer. He's running for Congress with the Green Party in District 7. How you doing today, Howard?
Very good, thank you.
So, Howard, do you think there's a problem do you think there's too much money in politics these days?
I absolutely do think there's too much money in politics. Money controls our political system. It controls media, for instance. Very expensive to run a campaign. Very expensive to access our government, even, to get policies that take care of people's needs. And so we need to take money out of the system because it's really corporate money. Is that what we're talking about? And corporate money, you see, doesn't have the same values that we have. They're just looking for money. And so it doesn't matter how many sick people there are. It doesn't how many unemployed people there are. That's all good for them because they make money off of all of that. Cancer is a big part of our GDP, for instance, because they make a lot of money off of that. Bad food causes more illness, so they make a lot of money off of that. So that's why we have such a system as we have, making people unhealthy, one of the most unhealthy industrial nations in the world, and it's not getting fixed because they're not even addressing that problem because they're all about making money.
And you've come up with something called the Green New Deal. What is the Green New Deal?
The Green New Deal is about an investment in our future, and it's securing clean water, nutritious food, and our own energy right at the community level. We already have technologies that can do that in a closed-loop system where the waste of one system feeds the next system. And so we can generate fuel, food, and all the things that we need to create a thriving local economy. And that will improve our health. So that will take care of our health care to a great deal. And then we also want to put a lot of care back into the health care system because right now it's a sick maintenance system. It's really not a health care system. And so we want to change that because, again, it's that money element in there. And, of course, it's the money element that is also turning our natural resources into products, our relationships into services, all to make money. And so we've run up against the wall of our ecological limits. The growth economy isn't going to grow anymore because it can't. It depended on virgin forests to cut. It depended on oceans full of fish to fish out. It depended on all of these natural resources that are now becoming depleted, and of course, as we see with oil, we're having to go to extreme measures to get the fossil fuels we need to keep this whole system running. At some point, this system's going to break down from that, and our communities need to be prepared for that. And so we want to take military and drug war investment and turn it into community investment for a Green New Deal. 25 million jobs at living wage to make this transition.
And how has your experience prepared you for Congress?
My experience, well, hippies, which I kind of identify with, have been leaders for a long time, because if society had listened to us in the 60s, we wouldn't be having these problems today. Because that's what we were for, was a sustainable local economies, organic food, the bags, your recyclable bags, all of that kind of stuff. Even the historical movement of turning, saving our historical structures, all that kind of stuff we've been involved in and been leaders in, influencing people, because we would move into a down and out neighborhood, fix it all up, paint it in bright colors and everything, and suddenly everybody says, whoa, they're doing good over there, let's go buy it, and turn it into a McDonald's and all those things. Right. Second Avenue is a good example of that. It was hippies who had reclaimed that whole strip in there. Old Market Street was going down, and they fixed it up, and Capitol saw that and said, whoa, hey, let's fix it up for us, So they did that.
And how's your campaign going right now?
Well, my campaign is not heavily funded, so it's a very low-key campaign, right? But the local newspapers have been happy to print my announcement in full and to tell people what I am about, and that we have a constitutional crisis that we need to fix, really, because we need to get corporate personhood reversed we need to get money as speech reversed, for starters. And that'll take a constitutional amendment, which I support the 28th Amendment. And I'm hoping, because the Green Party in the state of Tennessee this year has its own ballot line, because we won in federal court multiple times, and finally we got our ballot line. And so people are going to see Green Party on their ballot line up there with Republican and Democrat. At least that's what they're supposed to do. And if they do that, I'm hoping people will recognize that Green Party ballot line as an option, a third option. Because you see, when two people have a dysfunctional relationship, you really need to call in a third party and help them mediate and get through all of that. Greens have conservative views and liberal views. It depends on what issue you're talking about. And so we're not locked into ideologies. And so we could go in there and help them get along a little better.
Where can people go to learn more about you?
HowardSwitzer.com is one place, or gp.org is another place.
Well, thanks for meeting with us today, Howard.
You bet. I'm happy to be here.